1. England, the endless It's Coming Home cycle. England national football team once again enters a World Cup cycle wrapped in hype, expectation, and familiar optimism that rarely survives knockout football. On paper, the squad looks elite, Premier League stars in every position, depth across attack and midfield, and one of the most valuable player pools in world football. But the problem has never been talent. It has been pressure, identity, and decision-making in critical moments. In major tournaments, England repeatedly struggles when matches shift from structured football to psychological warfare. When games tighten, creativity slows, and the team often reverts to safe passing instead of decisive risk-taking. Even when they reach late stages, performances tend to rely heavily on individual brilliance rather than a consistent system. Another issue is tactical rigidity. England often adapts too late against elite opposition, especially when leading or chasing games. Against compact defensive blocks or high-intensity pressing teams, they can look predictable. The hype always peaks before the tournament, but history suggests the gap between expectation and execution remains the real story. 2. Portugal. Too much talent. Not enough balance. Portugal national football team arrives at every tournament with superstar-level attacking power, but the team often feels like a collection of individual brilliance rather than a fully balanced machine. With elite forwards, creative midfielders, and technical depth, expectations naturally rise, sometimes too high. The core issue is tactical identity. Portugal frequently shifts systems depending on opponents, but this flexibility sometimes creates inconsistency. In big matches, the team can oscillate between overly cautious build-up and overly direct attacking play, never fully controlling tempo. Another recurring problem is dependency on key moments rather than sustained dominance. When their attacking stars are neutralized, the structure doesn't always provide alternative solutions. This creates frustration in knockout games where patience and control matter more than flashes of brilliance. Defensively, Portugal can be solid, but transitions remain vulnerable when fullbacks push too high. Against elite counterattacking teams, this becomes a critical weakness. Despite the talent pool, Portugal often feels like a team waiting for individual magic rather than building unstoppable momentum. 3. Germany. Rebuild that never fully stabilized. Germany national football team enters the 2026 cycle still searching for a complete identity. After years of tactical evolution and rebuilding phases, historically dominant in world football, Germany now operates in a strange middle ground. Not weak, but not convincingly elite either. The biggest issue is inconsistency in performance structure. Some matches show high pressing intensity and fluid attacking patterns, while others collapse into slow possession without penetration. This unpredictability makes them difficult to trust in knockout stages. Midfield transitions remain a concern. When under pressure, Germany can struggle to progress the ball efficiently, often relying on wide play rather than central control. Against compact defensive teams, this becomes a major limitation. Defensively, there is stability, but not dominance. Modern World Cup football demands rapid adaptability, and Germany sometimes reacts rather than dictates. The talent is still present, but the cohesive tournament machine identity that once defined them is not fully restored yet. 4. Belgium. The end of a golden generation cycle. Belgium national football team continues to carry the reputation of a golden generation, but in reality, that peak era is fading fast. The squad still contains technically gifted players, but the core group that once defined world football dominance has aged or declined physically. The main issue is transition. Belgium is caught between generations, experienced stars no longer at their physical peak, and younger players still developing consistency at elite level. This gap creates imbalance in tempo and leadership on the pitch. In high-pressure matches, Belgium often struggles to maintain intensity for 90 minutes. Defensive transitions become slower, and midfield control weakens under sustained pressing. Another concern is tactical predictability. Opponents now understand Belgium's attacking patterns, reducing the surprise factor that once made them dangerous. While individual talent still exists, the collective chemistry that once made them a feared tournament side has noticeably weakened. Belgium still looks competitive, but no longer unstoppable. 5. Netherlands. Beautiful system, fragile reality. Netherlands national football team enters every major tournament with a reputation built on tactical intelligence, technical defenders, and structured possession football. On paper, they look like a complete modern team. In reality, the consistency rarely matches the expectation. The biggest issue is their balance between attack and defense. The Netherlands often build play beautifully from the back, but under intense pressing, mistakes creep in. High defensive lines can become vulnerable against fast counterattacks, especially when fullbacks push too aggressively. Another concern is finishing efficiency. Despite creating good attacking patterns, they sometimes struggle to convert chances into decisive goals in knockout matches. This becomes critical when games are tight and margins are small. Psychologically, the team has also shown hesitation in big moments. When matches turn chaotic, they sometimes lose control of tempo and rely too heavily on structure instead of instinct. They remain a strong tactical side, but the gap between good football and tournament dominance still exists. 6. Uruguay. Aggression without modern control. Uruguay national football team has always been known for passion, intensity, and a fearless mentality in big tournaments. They fight for every ball, defend with aggression, and bring a traditional South American edge that makes them dangerous for any opponent. However, modern football has exposed some structural limitations. While Uruguay's intensity is high, their possession, control, and midfield balance can sometimes be inconsistent against elite tactical sides. Another issue is transition vulnerability. When they push aggressively forward, they can leave gaps behind, which top teams exploit quickly. This becomes a major problem in knockout stages, where small mistakes are punished immediately. Attacking output also relies heavily on individual moments rather than structured chance creation. When key forwards are neutralized, the team can struggle to generate consistent threat. Uruguay remains a dangerous underdog, but not necessarily a balanced tournament favorite. 7. South Korea. Discipline meets ceiling limit. South Korea national football team is one of the most disciplined and hardworking teams in international football. Their fitness levels, tactical organization, and pressing intensity are consistently impressive. They rarely give up in matches and often outperform expectations in group stages. But the core limitation is squad depth and finishing power against elite defenses. While they can press and create energy, turning that into consistent goals against top-tier teams remains difficult. Another issue is reliance on key players for attacking breakthroughs. When those players are marked out or neutralized, attacking creativity drops significantly. Defensively, they can hold structure for long periods, but sustained pressure from elite teams eventually exposes gaps. South Korea is always dangerous, always organized, and always competitive, but their ceiling in deep knockout runs is still limited compared to the world's elite. 8. Switzerland. Organized but predictable Switzerland national football team is one of the most structured and tactically disciplined teams in international football. They are known for compact defending, strong pressing organization, and intelligent game management. In group stages, they are extremely difficult to break down, but the limitation becomes obvious against elite opponents. Switzerland often lacks creative unpredictability in attack. While they can control defensive structure well, breaking down deep defensive blocks or scoring in high-pressure knockout games is a consistent challenge. Another issue is offensive risk-taking. The team tends to prioritize safety over aggression, which reduces their ability to turn tight matches into wins. Against top-tier teams, this cautious approach can become a disadvantage. Physically and tactically, they are reliable, but World Cup success often demands moments of individual brilliance or high-risk attacking phases. Switzerland rarely plays that style. They are consistent, organized, and hard to beat, but not built for deep tournament explosions. 9. Croatia. Aging core facing one last cycle. Croatia national football team continues to punch above its weight. Built around incredible midfield intelligence and tournament experience, their ability to control games through composure and passing structure has made them a consistent overperformer in past competitions. However, the core issue heading into 2026 is age and physical decline. Many of their key players are entering the final stages of their international careers. While experience remains a strength, it also slows down transitions, especially against younger, faster teams. Another concern is attacking depth. Croatia often relies heavily on midfield creativity rather than direct goal threats. When tightly marked, their attacking output can drop significantly. In long tournament runs, stamina and intensity become decisive factors. Croatia's technical control is strong, but maintaining that level across multiple high-intensity matches is increasingly difficult. They remain dangerous in knockout scenarios, but the ceiling is gradually lowering compared to their peak years. 10. USA, hype machine versus reality check. United States men's national soccer team enters the 2026 World Cup under massive home pressure expectations, with media framing them as a potential breakout force. The squad is filled with energetic, technically improving players competing in top European leagues, which fuels optimism. However, the issue is experience at the highest pressure level. Many players are still developing consistency in elite knockout environments, where tactical discipline matters more than athleticism. In past tournaments, the team has often shown strong group stage energy but struggled to maintain control in high-stakes elimination matches. Another limitation is attacking sharpness. While the midfield and wing play can be dynamic, finishing under pressure remains inconsistent. Against compact defensive teams, the USA can dominate possession without converting it into goals. Defensively, the team is improving, but still prone to lapses in concentration during transitions. The potential is real, but expectations may be running ahead of their actual tournament maturity.